What do you want me to tell Detective Foss? I'm just going to walk out. I'm going to find him. I'm going to say, Chelsea says this is what you should do with her right now.
I honestly want to go home.
Okay, that's what I'll tell you.
So, that concludes her police interrogation. In the end, it was revealed that she had headbutt her own daughter and slammed her against a wall. It's an incredibly disturbing and heartbreaking case. She was ultimately sentenced to 30 years in prison.
And she wasn't that way when she went to bed with you Thursday morning. She was fine. That's what you said. She was fine. She didn't have anything. And she wakes up like that. Is that the story you want to take to your grave? I don't know how my 2.5-year-old little girl died. Is that the story you want to be known to have told to everyone? You know how much, do you think your friends are going to believe that story? You think your family's going to believe that story? They're not, sweetheart. They're not.
I didn't kill my little girl.
You may not have realized what you're doing. I'm not going to say accidentally, because you don't accidentally do this.
I didn't do that to her.
I may somewhat believe that you didn't realize what you were doing, or you didn't realize what you had done was going to cause this to happen. I can semi-believe that, but I don't for a second believe that you didn't do it. Not for a second.
I didn't do it. I swear.
Not for 1 second. I'm not Detective Foss. I'm not your parents. All right? I'm not your best friends. All right? This is all we do, is deal with people who kill children.
I didn't kill her.
What you did to her caused her death.
I didn't do anything to her.
Well, that's obviously a lie, isn't it, sweetie?
It wasn't me.
It's a lie.
I never beat my child.
You know how many people come in here and say it wasn't me? Believe me, officer, it wasn't me. And that's childish. That's childish for an adult woman who's already had one baby and having another to come in and say, believe me, I don't know. That's something my 10-year-old would say. So when do you think you're going to start taking responsibility for killing your child?
I didn't kill my child. No. I never raised my hand in anger to her.
Right? In anger, you may not realize you were angry, but you were darn sure angry because your boyfriend left you. And you were darn sure angry about your circumstances.
I would never take it out on her.
No?
No.
You may have not realized, and I told you I am not going to say accident because that's damn sure not an accident. You may not have realized what you were doing was going to cause that to happen, and you're probably sorry as can be right now, but it happened. It happened. And it's time for you to own up. And it's time for you to take the responsibility of a mother.
I'm not going to confess to killing my daughter when I didn't do it.
Well, I'm going to tell you that you failed your exam, all right? Because you shook her.
No, I didn't.
I'm going to tell you that. And I'm going to tell you that you didn't just not see any of these signs of your child, either the night you put her to bed or the night you came back home and you woke her up and you gently rocked her, right? You gently rocked her. You gently put her down in the crib, and then you gently rocked her. You gently killed your baby.
I didn't kill my baby!
Chelsea, you need to be strong for Aaliyah. All right? You need to be strong for her because she can't do it for herself. Can she?
No.
She can't. Not anymore. If she'd been given the chance, who knows? Right? Who knows what she could have accomplished in life? Who knows what she could have been? But that's just, it's been taken away. And we can't give it back to her. But what we can give back to her is just a little bit of dignity. Right? We can give you hope because you're going to have another baby. Right? We can give you support. We give you a lot of things. All right? But that's all. There has to be a beginning. And the beginning is like a cleansing of the soul. You ever heard of that? You cleanse your soul of all your evils, and good will surely follow. And there's got to be some good in your life down the road, right? And I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. But what I'm going to say to you right now is that as a parent, nobody is going to respect you with the I don't know story. All right. So I want you to just think for a minute with me. All right. Think about little things that could have happened. Think about little things that did happen. All right. Tell me some of the what you think could have happened to her that night when she's laying in that crib next to you. What could have happened? It's a short little time period, right? 4 to 7, right?
Yeah.
3 little hours.
Yeah, I was.
Right? 3 little hours. What could have happened?
One of them could have come in.
No, they didn't come in. All right. They didn't. You know them better than that. They didn't come in and hurt that baby. And even if they did, you think the bruises were going to show up in less than 3 hours like that? Right? You know better than that. So let's talk about one, what did happen. Tell me one, not the hole, not the porch. Tell me one more, what did happen to her. Tell me one more. I know there's one more. There has to be. Remember the story about the fight between the 2 guys? There's his side, and somewhere in the middle there's always the truth, right? So Aaliyah's dead. You're saying you don't know what happened. And somewhere in there is the truth about it. And that's all I'm asking you for. I'm asking you for some truth. I'll go out and I'll be Aaliyah's voice for you. I can do that. But I sure as hell don't mind. But I gotta hear it. I gotta know what I'm saying. I just can't go make crap up. I do that enough, they don't believe me. Right? So you tell me one truth. What did happen to Aaliyah? Tell me.
I did spank her, but I didn't hit her head. I spanked her on the leg. That's it.
Right? That's good. That's a start. Right? That's one good truth.
That's all I did.
Right? So you put her in bed about 4 o'clock, or you get her out of bed about 4 o'clock, And what'd you spank her for? Was she being bad?
She was whining and crying. I didn't want her to wake up the girls who had school.
Right.
And I was telling her to be quiet and, shushing her and trying to get her to calm down and go back to sleep.
Right.
And she wouldn't go to sleep. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you want to spank it? She's like, no.
Well, of course not. What 2.5-year-old wants a spanking?
And I told her that if she didn't stop whining, she would get a spanking. She wouldn't stop whining, so I tapped her on the leg and I
Sure.
put her back in bed.
So you didn't rock her gently, like you told me earlier.
After I spanked her, I did, because I knew I had hit her too hard on the leg, and I was apologizing to her because I knew that mommy wasn't supposed to hit her that hard.
Right. And you had a bad night. It's not your fault that you had a bad night. You started out with really good intentions. It sounded like you didn't want Jason around if he smoked, smoking spice, right?
Yeah.
You're trying to create a good life for you and your family. And it started out well. It took a terrible turn. And God knows it didn't have to happen that way. God knows it didn't have to happen. But it did. Right. So that was one. You woke her up. You gave her a spanking. You didn't rock her as gently as you thought you were rocking her. Tell me one more what could have happened. Remember, there's always a little bit more.
I didn't do anything else after I
So it's, I don't know, 8:30, 9 o'clock now. The detectives and deputies have been talking to you since about 8 o'clock this morning. And at no time have you ever told them that you woke Aaliyah up at 4 o'clock in the morning and then spanked her for whining because you woke her up.
She woke up when I came into the room.
Well, how'd she? Like, because you were still ranting and raving a little bit, maybe?
No.
No, you're pretty calm then?
Yeah.
Right. Probably not still at where you should have been calm, but probably still pretty pissed off.
I was upset, yeah.
Your boyfriend left you.
But I wasn't so angry to the point where I would take that on her. I would never take it out on her. I would walk away first.
I know that you wouldn't when you were your normal self. You probably wouldn't. But I've seen enough people who get themselves in situations that they don't know how to cope. They kind of lose sight of what they're supposed to be doing. Both parents, dads and moms, all right? And they do things that they may not normally do, not realizing they're spanking the baby too hard. They're rocking the baby too hard. They put the baby in the crib a little too hard. It's not uncommon. It happens way more than you or I could ever believe. It does happen. The biggest thing is that sometimes it causes some serious injuries. Sometimes the babies live. Sometimes they have small little medical problems. Sometimes they're just fine afterwards. Unfortunately, in this case, after this happened with you and Aaliyah died. You look me straight in the eye and you tell me the answer to this question. Did you mean for Aaliyah to die?
I didn't do anything.
I'm asking you one question. Did you mean for Aaliyah to die?
I never wanted her to die. I don't want her to die. I still want her here.
I do too, honey. I do too. I wish she was here with us, but she's not. And we can't keep trying to push the blame off on everybody else when it's not anyone else. Right? You and I are sitting right here, and we know that what happened is, it's sad. It's sad. But nobody else did it to her. All right? Nobody else did.
I didn't do it.
Well, I mean, that it's just all a matter of, do you want to believe you or not? I think that you're wanting to make yourself believe that you didn't kill her.
I didn't kill her. I never laid a hand on her.
Well, you did. You spanked her.
Well, that was it.
Right? Oh, you gently put her in the crib.
Yes,
Oh,
I would never throw her down.
And you gently rocked her.
Yeah.
Right. And this all happened as a result of that. Did she have any of the bruises on her then?
Mm-hmm.
What bruises were on her? Show me on her face where the bruises were.
She had the bruises in a group here, and then she had faint ones, little tiny faint ones here and over here, and her lip was swollen and her cheek was swollen, and she also had a line bruise that looked like a stick or something was taken to her, and on her, she had that on her leg. She had red marks all up and down her arms. She had this weird, it almost looked like a square. I'm not sure how exactly to describe it, but it was a red line like this, and the rest was white.
Right.
And she had little nicks and stuff all over her chest, and I looked at her back, and she had the little brown dots all up and down her spine. They were centrally located around her spine. She had red marks on her back surrounding them. Brian had said when he cleaned her ears, he went like this and folded her ears forward to keep the hydrogen peroxide in there.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that he didn't press very hard, but I could tell with how bruised her one ear was, he was pushing too hard on the ear.
It could have.
And
it could have. You saw all of that on her, and I'm not going to pull these out, but you saw all of this and thought she would be okay? Are you serious? Are you serious?
Because all I saw was the marks on her forehead. I didn't see.
No, you just told me you saw all the marks down her back. You saw all the bruises on that little baby's face. You saw the cuts on her lips. You saw the swelling. You saw the big square mark on her stomach. You saw everything. And you made a conscious decision not to take her to the hospital. Why? Tell me, Chelsea.
I honestly was scared that I was going to get in trouble because that's what I was told.
Look, you're not stupid, right? You're not a stupid girl. And Brian and Cassie can tell you all the stuff they want to in the world. You're not a dumb girl. You knew that if you hadn't done anything wrong, you wouldn't get in trouble, right? You knew if you did do something wrong, you'd get in trouble, right? As any little kid, they get in trouble, they do something wrong, they're going to pay the consequences, right? Get their hand smacked, get their butt smacked, get put in the corner for timeout, whatever their parents do. And you knew that was going to happen to you. And what exactly were you going to get in trouble for?
The bruises.
So let's start with the picture. Are you sticking to how this bruise happened? How did that bruise get there?
She hit her head.
She hit her head. On what? On a bookcase. And how did that bruise happen?
She ran into a drawer. Cassie even things that she did.
Right. Well, and all of this, you're sticking with that stuff that you told me earlier.
This, I couldn't tell you because I found it when I got home from my doctor's appointment. That's when I found the cut on the lip and the swelling in the cheek and under the eye. Because she obviously didn't cover herself.
Right. Maybe not. But I can only base what I'm telling you about Brian and Cassie on what the other detectives are telling me. And they're pretty jam up and jelly type. They've been doing this a while too. They don't get a lot of BS. Pass them. All right? We don't pick slugs to come into our unit. All right? We pick qualified, damn good interviewers and investigators. So, you kind of tell us a little bit, and we go out and we pick your story apart. And right now it's pretty picked. I mean, you're in the hot seat. And I want to help you. I want to help pass the word along to get the right people in place for a support group for you. But I'm not going to do that. And you sit here and tell me that she ran into a fish tank and bruised her head like that. Because that's crud. Crud. And you know it. And I've asked you a couple of times. Don't be afraid. All right? Don't be afraid. Don't be intimidated. You're here because you want to tell us the truth. I know that's why you're here. You want us to know exactly what happened. You got to tell me, Chelsea. You got to tell me the truth. You only told me half truths. You only told me little truths, maybe. You didn't tell me the whole truth.
I would never be here today.
Nope.
Never.
Can't say never at this point in time because what's done is done. So we can't say never. We can say I didn't intentionally hurt her. I don't think I didn't mean for that.
I didn't lay a hand on her. I swear to you. I told you everything that happened.
Okay. All right. Well, this is what I'm gonna do. Give me Junior. Take him with me. I'm very sorry for your baby. I'm sorry that you're not a mother enough to admit to what happened to her.
I told you what happened to her.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to buy for 1 second she ran into a drawer and did that to her head. I'm not going to buy it. Okay? I've seen enough kids run around and run into the side of a block wall and have less injury than that. She's a tiny little thing. All right? She's tiny.
Yeah, like I'm really going to beat my child, though.
No one from this agency has said you beat your child. Okay? Nobody. And if they have, you let me know who they are and I'll straighten their butts out. The only thing we've said is she didn't get those injuries on her own. And I don't believe that Brian or Cassie, either one did them. And there's only 3 of you. And that leaves you, Chelsea. That leaves Mama. Mama who wants to say, I got PTSD, I got PMDD, I got every other little acronym in the world that I can think of. All right? You throw them out there and you try to find something to place the blame on. But the blame lies squarely on your shoulders. The blame lies squarely with you. That baby's perfectly fine one day and dead the next. And the only common denominator in the whole thing is you. You didn't take her to the hospital. You know she was injured. You watched her sit there in pain and virtually watched her die. And did nothing, not lift a finger to help her out.
And I admit
That's a
that
good
I was
mother.
wrong.
No, that's not wrong. That's kind of sick. So I asked you earlier, what should Detective Foss and Carreras do with you? Give me an idea what you think they should do with you. I mean, certainly not Mother of the Year candidate, right? No. So what do you think should happen right now? Because I'm hoping that Detective Foss is back and he'll be able to come in and talk to you maybe if you still want to. But what should I tell him you think should be done right now?
I know I need help.
Right. I think that's probably a true statement. You know what? You ever listen to what people go through with AA or Narcotics Anonymous, Alcohol Anonymous? You ever deal with anybody in any of those groups? No? You know, the first thing, Alcohol Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, first thing to helping yourself is admitting that you have a problem. It's number one. You can't get help as an alcoholic unless you admit that you're an alcoholic. You can't get help as a narcotics user unless you admit that you use narcotics. And you're in the same boat. You can't get help for what's happened until you admit to what's happened. It doesn't work. The system doesn't work that way. I mean, no counselor is going to come in and be able to say, well, she never admitted to, doing anything to her child, but she's cured. So we don't have any concerns anymore. No, that's not going to happen. Does that make sense? Talk to me.
There's nothing to say.
What do you want me to tell Detective Foss? I'm just going to walk out. I'm going to find him and I say, Chelsea says this is what you should do with her right now.
I honestly want to go home.
Okay, that's what I'll tell him.
So, that concludes her police interrogation. In the end, it was revealed that she had headbutt her own daughter and slammed her against a wall. It's an incredibly disturbing and heartbreaking case. She was ultimately sentenced to 30 years in prison. If you'd like the complete breakdown of the investigation and more details about what happened, be sure to check out the true crime video linked in the description. Thank you for watching.